Hello and welcome. I'm a couple of minutes late. That's because I was waiting for the under 19 India versus Pakistan to get over and to start the show. It's still a few balls, 4 balls exactly to go, 3 balls rather, 3 to 4 balls to go. And India in a commanding position, I have to say. India at this point in time, they are 251 for 9 with 3 balls to go. Now that means 3 balls to go. That means Pakistan will have to get these runs in 33 overs. According to the net run rate formula, if India gets 250, which is what they've got now, 251 for 9 with 3 balls to go, Pakistan will have to get these runs in 33 overs to qualify. Now, if India wins, India automatically goes through, and India's net run rate is better than that of England. If India wins this one, they will play as the topper of this particular group. Now, if India does not win this one, if India is finishing in the second position, then India will obviously play the topper of the other group. Now, here's the question: Pakistan, in order to pip India and come second in the group to England, will have to get the 250 in 33 overs. Now that's an ask. That's a real ask. I don't think that's going to be easy at all on a wicket where it is slow. The balls at the start of the innings there was a bit of movement, not as much, but when you see Siam bowling, when you see some of the other Pakistan bowlers bowling, even the spinners, the wicket was not easy to bat on. Some of your Indian batters batted beautifully. Vedant played a really good innings under pressure when the chips were down. Ambrish scored a handy one, and then Kanishk Chauhan playing an absolute blinder. So did Khilan Patel. So all of these fellows making the most of India's innings and have taken India to a position of relative safety where they are 252 now. 52 now. And you know that's the kind of total. If India gets 255, for Pakistan to get those runs in about 30 to 33 overs will be very difficult. Bruce Street, you're asking me about Usman Tariq. I mean, if you see Cameron Green's actions, you will know what it is. And he was kind of slapping the thing when he was even going through into the dugout. So we know about that. And from what we also know, we'll give you the updates. One ball to go of the Indian innings. No, they're all out for 252 India. So Pakistan bowls the India under 19 out for 252 runs. So Pakistan will have to get these runs in about 33 overs. Very difficult for Pakistan. That means you have to score at more than 7.5 runs an over on a wicket, which is not easy to bat on. The Indian bowling is pretty decent. Yusuf, the Pakistan captain, also caught his hamstring at one point in time when Kanishk Chauhan literally flat batted for a boundary over Yusuf. And he instantly, when he jumped for the ball, he caught his hamstring. So that could be another issue for Pakistan in this, because he's your main batter. Yusuf will be your main batter in this particular innings. Rohit Juglan definitely will give us all of the updates from Zimbabwe. But if you ask me, I think this is a good score. 53 for 3. And thereafter, this turnaround, first with Vihan Malhotra and Vedant Trivedi. And then good handy efforts from Kanishk Chauhan, Ambrish and Khilan Patel, getting India to a position of relative strength after losing the toss, 252 all out. And now, in trying to decode the Indian innings, let's start with Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Some days back, during that Asia Cup against Pakistan, I had said that Vaibhav, with so much talent, needs to get a bit of temperament, needs to work on his temperament. And a lot of people said, why are you criticizing Vaibhav? It was not a criticism. It is an observation, and a very pertinent observation, that a man with so much talent, even today, the kind of shots that we were seeing him play, on the offside, that's six thereafter, brilliant. Once you have that kind of repertoire, You are amazingly talented. Vaibhav Suryavanshi needs to bring in a bit of temperament. Absolutely needs to bring in a bit of temperament. He played that swat. It went right up. It was a sitter or a dolly for Pakistan to catch. They fluffed the catch. Vaibhav was two-thirds down the crease. Aaron George did not respond, and thereafter he made it back because the Pakistanis did not cover the wicket. So one catch and one run out chance missed. Vaibhav Suryavanshi had got two lives in one ball. He just needed to be there because Vaibhav Suryavanshi had raced to 30. India was going close to 50 at about 6 and a half and over. The very next ball, he tries to play a similar shot, gets an edge, and gets caught behind. That's where you need temperament. Unfortunately, we have not seen that from Vaibhav Suryavanshi. We have seen bundle of talent. We have seen extraordinary shot making. We have seen some breathtaking shots that have gone beyond the boundary. What we haven't seen is game sense. What we haven't seen, yes, that knock against Bangladesh of 70 was outstanding on a good, difficult wicket where he did show a lot of application. But most of the times, Pakistan in that Asia Cup and even today, Vaibhav Suryavanshi did not show the kind of temperament or the kind of game sense that one would want to see from Vaibhav Suryavanshi. That has been a bit of a problem for me. The next wicket, Ayush Matre, hot and cold right through this World Cup. Ayush Matre, the ball angling out, bit of swing, edge gone. India two down for 48 and 47 rather. And then Aaron George, the next over, Subhan bowled. Three down for 47. Pakistan, three wickets in four balls. Completely in control. That's when you needed temperament. That's when you needed a proper partnership. That's when you needed two people to grind down. That's when you needed people to kind of hanker down and take India to a position of relative safety. That's when you needed people to say, okay, the run rate doesn't matter. We'll keep the scoreboard ticking, but we will not lose our wicket. And it was good to see. Pakistan did make a couple of mistakes. One overthrow that went for five, and thereafter that no ball wicket. These kind of things did happen, and that allowed India a real go, because Vedant Trivedi, when he got that six, for example, out of that free hit, that gave him that confidence. Pakistan on top, making a couple of elementary mistakes, and that wicket of Abhigyan Kundu. When again he overstepped, Abhigyan Kundu thereafter added about 10 more runs. But what happened there? The partnership blossomed. The partnership did kind of take off, and that made a big difference to the Indian total. And then, as I said, Ambrish and Khilan, and most importantly, Kanishk Chauhan playing outstandingly well to take India to 252. It's going to be a one hell of a chase for Pakistan. I don't think Pakistan has the batting or the ability to chase this down in 33 overs. India should fancy their chances of making Pakistan in chase in about 33 overs is what I know. So it will be about 7.5 runs and over is what Pakistan will need. That's a real tough ask. That's a real tough ask. Yeah, 33 overs. Correct. That's what I was saying, that Pakistan will have to chase this down in 33 overs. I absolutely don't believe that that will be easy. I don't think Pakistan can do that. Anything above 250 in 33 overs on a wicket, which is not easy to bat on. Ball is not coming on. It is on the slower side. Very, very slow at times. We have seen the ball hold up, too paced as well. I don't see Pakistan having a real go at this and getting it done in 33. If they do, it will be one heck of a chase. But you have to fancy India. 47 for 3. The turnaround to get to 252. Some very, very good partnerships. One between Vihan Malhotra and Vedant Trivedi. One between Kanishk Chauhan and Vedant Trivedi. Sorry, Ambrish. Kanishk and Ambrish, that 50-run stand between 200 to 250. That 12 runs of that Siam over. 3 boundaries. And then 2 sixes in the following over. 1 over mid-wicket and 1 straight down. Those were very, very important runs for India. I think India has 1 foot in the semi-final. Cricket is one game where it is impossible to predict. There is always that element of uncertainty. And this has become a virtual knockout. So there is that element of uncertainty. There will be a degree of pressure, but the Indians will know that they have one foot in the semi-final. If they bowl well, if they field well, there is no reason why Pakistan will be able to chase this down. And Pakistan, from their standpoint, will be under enormous pressure, because in 33 overs to chase this down will be a real deal. Uh, Quite a few critical questions. I think there's a good total by India, slow wicket, long boundary. Yes, absolutely. We will take the questions. Allow me a bit of time to also give you some news as to what Pakistan is planning as far as the T20 World Cup is concerned. What we know, there is a possible meeting between Mohsin Naqvi and the Pakistani establishment. Pakistan is booked on a morning flight tomorrow, to Sri Lanka. At this point in time, what we do know is Pakistan has not done anything to cancel that flight. They are on a morning flight to Sri Lanka. The fact that they have played the Under-19 World Cup, the fact that there was no handshake, it stays. I don't see any reason why, now that you've played the Under-19 World Cup, for Pakistan to cancel or boycott the T20, because then you look stupid. Because if you have played the Under-19, it will be a case of clear double standards. If you decide not to travel to Sri Lanka, you should and you will, because you have played one World Cup, this is another one. The stand has to be consistent. If you're not playing against India, there was no reason for Pakistan to play today in Zimbabwe at the Queen. So this is my understanding. With Pakistan, you don't know till the door is bolted. Having said that, I do think Pakistan will travel to Sri Lanka tomorrow, and there will be an official announcement either by Mohsin Naqvi or from the Pakistan Foreign Office confirming that Pakistan are indeed playing in the T20 World Cup. Don't rule out drama. Do not rule out drama. They might say something which is outrageous. They might say something or keep people hanging, or the intrigue going, the drama going for the India game. They might say, oh, we are going to Sri Lanka under protest. We will play the first two games, but they've not talked about the India game. It will look ridiculous, because you have just played India in Zimbabwe in the Under-19. So that's the news that is coming out of Pakistan, that Pakistan is due to travel. There is a meeting between Mohsin Naqvi and the Pakistani establishment today. The announcement might come today as well. Failing the announcement coming today, it will come tomorrow when the Pakistan team is due to travel to Sri Lanka. My sources say they will, but you still don't know with Pakistan till they actually board the flight and get on to that thing about the World Cup. So that's the news that is coming out from Pakistan. Now to last night's match, before I come back to this India-Pakistan encounter. It's just about the luncheon break, so we've got a bit of time. So we've got the time to kind of do this show properly. Last night, I think Ishan Kishan taking that gloves was the real signal that what the Indian team management is thinking. I thought Ishan Kishan sealed the deal with that 40-ball 100. He was magical. If you see the first few balls, Ishan Kishan did not play from ball one, did not start hitting from ball one. 3-4 balls, and then that one over extra, that slowish ball which he literally chipped over extra cover, and after that he unleashed himself. I mean, to think that Abhishek Sharma was the enforcer, and thereafter Ishan Kishan now joining him at the top of the order. There is a kind of aura in this bowling, in this batting lineup. Everyone who is batting, whether it is an Abhishek Sharma, and I'll give you my team: Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Tilak Verma, Surya Kumar Yadav. Each one of them can play the role of enforcer. If Abhishek Sharma plays 30 balls, he will get you 50 runs. Ishan Kishan plays 30 balls, he will get you 50 runs. In fact, Abhishek can get you 60, so does Ishan. So you have enormous amount of firepower at the top of the order. More importantly, on home conditions, you are playing in Mumbai. It's a 250 plus pitch. It's a 220-30 pitch against the United States. You are playing in Ahmedabad. I am predicting at least a 220-230 total there. Sri Lanka, Premadasa, you was a dry wicket earlier. Now the wicket is slightly better, so one expects this Indian side to also kind of really tonk Pakistan and go for it. Pakistan did win against Australia, but a second string Australia. Having said that, I don't see India with this team unless they perform really badly. The opponent will be under a lot of pressure. This is unreal. The way Ishan and Abhishek Sharma batted, think that Sanju Samson weakling, because he was not in form in this particular series. That's where Tilak Verma slots in. And once Tilak Verma slots in there, now this guy has been in excellent form. He's in excellent form, Tilak Verma. in recent times, and then Surya Kumar Yadav, who is back in form as well, and he can accelerate and change gears like a flash. Then you have a Hardik Pandya, then you have a Rinku Singh, then you have a Shivam Dubey, and you have an Akshar Patel. India bats deep. That that eight, if you kind of see, you are batting till number eight, and number eight is Akshar Patel, who has batted at number 4 or 5 for the Delhi Capitals. Is a really good batter, especially against spin. He can tonk the ball. In the World Cup final, played the most important knock alongside Virat Kohli. So if you've got Akshar Patel at number eight and number nine, Arshdeep Singh, absolutely not any muck with the bat, does have the ability to throw the bat around, and then you have a Jasprit Bumrah and a Varun Chakrabarti. It's now a straight team. It's a straight team and a gun team. The batting is unbelievable, and the bowling has number of options. So opening, Abhishek Sharma and Ishan Kishan. Number 3, Tilak Verma. Number 4, Surya Yadav. Number 5, ideally Hardik Pandya. If there are no early wickets, then you might just decide to float, or you want a left right, you might get Akshar Patel in. Otherwise, it is Hardik Pandya. Number 6 will be Rinku Singh. Number 7, Shivam Dubey. Number 8, Akshar Patel. Number 9, Arshdeep Singh. Number 10, Jasprit Bumrah. And number 11, number 11 will be Varun Chakrabarti. So this is India's lineup going into the T20 World Cup. You have a backup in Harshit Rana, who is also pretty decent. You have a backup in Kuldeep Yadav, who is obviously very, very good. This is a brilliant side. I absolutely believe that India start favorites in this particular format in the T20 World Cup on home soil. We are doing a digital conclave. We are calling it the RevSports War Room, leading into the T20 World Cup on 5th of February. We will have Akash Chopra, Deep Das Gupta, Irfan Pathan, Bharat Arun joining us. There could be one more guest. So you will have interviews with Akash Chopra, Bharat Arun, Deep Das Gupta and Irfan Pathan on the 5th. You will also have ground reports. You will have ground reports from all our reporters. Shubhan Chakraborty, Shomik Chakraborty and Debashish Sen will be in Mumbai for the build-up to the T20. India playing their warm-up game in Navi Mumbai on the 4th. You will have our reporters there, so you will have a proper build-up from on ground in Mumbai. Rohit Jublan will be reporting from the Under-19 final in Zimbabwe. Gargi Raut will be reporting from Delhi. India's second game is in Delhi, the India versus Namibia. And of course, there will be a lot of interviews, like I've just told you, the exclusives with Akash, with Deep, with Irfan, with Bharat. Bharat making some excellent points about India's bowling attack. I asked him this question, that when you are faced with this kind of a batting attack, take Finn Allen, who is going for you, or a batter who is coming at you, what do you do as a bowler? What do you tell yourself after a good ball goes for a boundary or a six? How do you tell yourself that what do you have to do for the next ball? What does a spinner do as well? So I've asked all of these questions of Bharat Arun, so you will be able to, sir, you will get a lot of these interviews. Shonjeep, the new studio Shonjeep is coming up in March. So there will be a lot of, you will see the new studio. It's a state of the art. So watch the content. You will have 7 reporters on ground. So I understand your point. You will see a brand new studio from March onwards. Mid-March is when we are inaugurating on the 15th of March at 3 p.m. During the Trailblazers conclave, the new studio will be inaugurated. Then we will move full-scale programming into the new studio from the middle of the year, Shonjeep. So the effort absolutely has been to improve that. So don't worry about it. But during the World Cup, the programming will be from on ground. The programming is all from on ground. The interviews will obviously be exclusive. You will have 7 reporters traveling to different destinations to get you up to speed and get you the best coverage during the T20 World Cup. Pakistan needs to, and yes, Novak was playing very well, but Alcaraz was always going to be a bit too tough. And Novak back-to-back Sinner and Alcaraz at this age becomes very, very difficult. And that's what my thought was. The moment, and having said that, one needs to celebrate Novak for the way he's, age is just a number as far as Novak Djokovic is concerned. But when you are playing Alcaraz and Sinner in back-to-back matches, The way he started Novak Djokovic, the first set 6-2, then it was all Alcaraz, 6-2, 6-3, 7-5. Coming back, the world number one, clinching it, the top seed rather, clinching it. It was expected, Coming back to the India-Pakistan game, rather the India match from yesterday, I think the Indian team is peaking at the right time. I think the Sanju Samson call is the right call. Ishan has almost done everything now to be opening the batting, and the moment Ishan was handed the gloves, it was evident and apparent that it will be Ishan Kishan partnering Abhishek Sharma at the top of the order. And that's the kind of change. You know what? The comparison, Ishan versus Vaibhav. Ishan, for example, played a loose shot, then composed himself, played him in, and then went for the tonk. And you can see that. But Vaibhav today playing outstandingly, and all of a sudden, when he skies that, he must understand that Pakistan fluffed it. He must understand that Pakistan gave him an opportunity. He should have made the most of it. And yes, Pakistan need to score in 33.3 overs, which is a heck of a job. 250 plus in 33.3 overs to qualify. I absolutely think that is a mind-blowingly difficult task against a very decent Indian bowling attack in conditions that are not easy to bat, not easy to accelerate rather. So I do think India has a foot in the semi-final if they bowl decently and catch decently and field decently. India will know what it is for them now. Pakistan will also know, but India, having scored the runs that they have scored, they have all the aces. It's 7.5 is what the asking rate for Pakistan will be, and that's not an easy thing at all. Not an easy thing at all for Pakistan. Let's take questions. There are a lot of questions, and then I will come back and close with this under-19 match again. Thoughts about the action of Usman Tariq, Broad Street? Answered that. क्या हाल है? अच्छा हाल है भाई, always अच्छा हाल है, आप चिंता ना करें. Yadu Shell Murali, what equation for Pakistan? 33.3 overs. The 7.5 is the asking rate, is what Pakistan will have to get it in. I think this is a good total by India. I totally agree with you. Slow wicket and a long boundary, plus you have decent spinners, you have part-time options. You have seen what Vihan Malhotra can also do in that game against Bangladesh. You have Henil Patel. You have a good many number of options, India. Plus, you have a good variety in that bowling attack. So I do think with 33.3 overs, India holds the aces midway into this game. And if they do make it, it will be India and England alongside Australia and Afghanistan to be able to make the World Cup semi-final. Proshenjit Jana, captain, such a useless player. I wouldn't call him an useless player, but Ayush Matre will know that in key matches he has to score. In the last game, he scored a really decent 50, but he has to score in important matches. And I understand your anger, Proshenjit Jana. I understand where you're coming from, that you are a little irritated with Ayush Matre not scoring or not doing justice to his talent in difficult circumstances in key matches. And this Pakistan game is a final before the final. Given the kind of geopolitical tension, given the kind of atmosphere in which India-Pakistan cricket is being played in at this point in time, I totally get your point, Proshenjit Jana, that Ayush Matre needed to score in these games. I have never seen any weak captain than Ayush Matre. What's his role? No, I don't think that's a fair comment. I do think he has decent amount of talent. In a couple of games, he has showed that, including in that 50. And his field placements, his captaincy has not been bad, Proshenjit. I do think you're being a bit harsh. Having said that, I get your point that if you are the captain, you've got to, and that's why we were worried about Surya Kumar Yadav, that Surya Kumar Yadav has to lead, not just lead, but also as a batter score runs, and that's what happened against New Zealand. Under 19 batting too much dependent on Vaibhav? Not at all. What has Vaibhav Suryavanshi really done in this competition? Today, for example, 30, India scored 252. Where is it dependent on Vaibhav Suryavanshi? Everybody's got runs. People have got runs. Whether Abhigyan Kundu got runs in a couple of very important games. Today, Kanishk Chauhan played a beautiful innings. Vedant Trivedi played a beautiful innings. In one of the games, Vihan Malhotra played a good innings. I don't think this team is overwhelmingly dependent on Vaibhav. Vaibhav is the most talented. Make no mistake, he's a generational talent, but he also has to inculcate temperament in his game. কল্পতরু চক্রবর্তী, বরিয়াদা পাকিস্তান হলো অনেকটা বিয়ে বাড়ির রেগে যাওয়া ফুফাজির মতো, সবটাই মেনে নেবে, জাস্ট একটু নাখড়া করতে ভালোবাসে, attention seeker basically. You're right, they are attention seekers, make no mistake. And look at this, if you wanted to boycott this game, you should have boycotted the under 19. You don't want to have any sporting relations with India, don't play. You should have boycotted the under 19. Now, if you don't boycott the under 19 and then, in your words, do some nakra again about the World T20, you look stupid, right? You look completely foolish. Why are you doing this in Sri Lanka? Because much like the under 19, which is being played in Zimbabwe, this one is being played in Sri Lanka. So that too is a neutral venue. That is why the hybrid model. So, what is the logic for Pakistan to do any kind of nakra now that you played the under 19? V Sapra. Boria, mathematically possible, but steep on this wicket. They should have made 280 to close this. It's not about anyone making 280. It's also about Pakistan bowling. India lost 3 key wickets. It's not an easy wicket to bat on. I think Sapra 252 is a really decent score under the circumstances when the asking rate is 7.5. You will keep that in mind all the time. And this is not a T20 contest. Even in a T20 contest, in conditions like this, where the ball is not coming on, it's a steep ask. Yes, I understand 280, but 280 is not so easy to score, and one must also understand that just saying, oh, 280, 300, that's not how it is done. I think this is a decent enough score. Yudhishel Murali, Ishan Kishan taking the gloves in, absolutely, it's a giveaway. It's a total giveaway. Shonjeet Gupta, before the game, I've told you about the new studio. Rishi Sharma, Pak needs to chase in 33.3 overs. 33.4, India is through to the final. You're absolutely right. The asking rate is 7.51. Exactly what we've been saying. Tonmoy Sen, why Sarfaraz Ahmed is seen using mobile phone? Interesting. I didn't see that. I actually didn't see that. If you are sitting, Sarfaraz was sitting in that dressing room, in that balcony. If you've spotted that, that's an important spot, Tonmoy Sen. If he has, then obviously it's a thing that the ICC should look into, because you cannot do that sitting in that change room, Sarfaraz Khan. So Sarfaraz Ahmed rather. Very good spot. I didn't see that. Joko lost to Alcaraz, like we said, Broad Street. First set was all Joker, right? I mean, unbelievable. But to have 2 consecutive days of that intensity and that scale and that league against Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, it is impossible for Novak Djokovic. Having said that, at 38, the kind of effort and performance that Novak Djokovic has put in Australia, brilliant. Absolutely amazing. To take Yannick Sinner out in a 5-setter, then turn up against Carlos Alcaraz, take the first set, hats off. He has won everything except the affection of the crowd. Now he deserves it. He is the greatest of all time, as much as Roger Federer. Novak Djokovic deserves every kind of adulation that comes his way. Tomal Chakraborty, Sanju, the obvious weak link. I don't think Sanju is there anymore. I do think it's Ishan. Sanju is done. Yesterday, when he did not get the wicketkeeper's gloves, I thought that was a bit of a giveaway. The chapter is closed, and rightly so. When you think about it, you feel, oh, you know what, Sanju Samson may have gotten a few more opportunities. But if you look closely yesterday, he played 6 balls, not 1 ball did he look confident. Even that 4, inside out, bat turned in his hand, went over the wicketkeeper for 4. Not a convincing shot. Not one shot was convincing in the 6 balls, looking out of sorts, and then that wild kind of slog which he got caught in third man. So I do think Ishan Kishan has earned that spot. This is a ruthlessly competitive world. Had it been a bilateral series, I would have said Sanju Samson might still deserve a few more opportunities, but it is the World Cup. It's the cup that matters. India will not take a risk. Why should they? When you have somebody as good as an Ishan Kishan waiting in the wings, I think that deal is closed. That selection is closed now. Tonmoy, we've taken your question. 253 runs in 200 balls, need to chase this. Yes, 7.5. You've said that multiple times. Rishi Sharma, we've taken your question. Tomal Chakraborty, you've taken yours as well. Sports fan, hats off to GOAT for still keep showing this elite level of tennis at the age of 38. Absolutely. Absolutely, sports fan. H2G. I mean, Novak Djokovic defying and proving once again that age is just a number. Anyone who watched that first set, I actually had 2 windows open in 2 different phones. India versus Pakistan under 19 and Novak Djokovic in the other. Anyone who has watched that first set will know It was blistering tennis. It was tennis of a very different order. You can't sustain that kind of intensity against really fit younger opponents. And Carlos Alcaraz is here to rule. One remembers the Carlos Alcaraz Novak Djokovic match from the Australian Open a year earlier. Novak Djokovic had the better of Carlos Alcaraz. Today it was Alcaraz who got the better of Novak. It's firmly passing to Alcaraz and Sinner, but Novak Djokovic did turn the clock back against Yannick Sinner. Really kept the ball in the middle of the court. That was excellent. I mean, all said and done, like I said, I mean, you've said it right, sports fan, at this age, the kind of effort Novak Djokovic has shown. So many people can actually learn from Novak Djokovic and the effort that he's put in. Okay, Tomal, I've taken yours. Sanju, just in a bad patch, he feeling it. Sapra, I agree. I agree, but the bad patch came at a very wrong time. Bad patch came just around with the World Cup round the corner. He did get his 5 matches against New Zealand. He should have scored in at least a couple of them. Unfortunately, 6-10, 5-1, 2, 4-20, that kind of scores. Even in the match where he got that 20, he was in. He was in. He should have converted that into a big one, played late, got bowled. Even in that match, unfortunately, Sanju Samson wasn't able to score, and that kind of went against him. Really went against him. Root Street, Alcaraz completes the career slam. Is 22. Unbloody believable, isn't it? Exciting times ahead. You will see Sinner and Alcaraz dominate the sport for the next few years. Zverev is also there, but exciting times for sure. And what a player. What an absolutely magical player. I mean, these two will be the ones we will keep talking about for the next few years. No question. Only fifth player to win a career slam. Absolutely. And at the age of 22, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, think about it and you will understand how good this guy is. Oruna Roy. Mr. Mojumdar, do you agree that the India under 19 team is not close to the senior team as far as the running between the wickets is concerned? That's a good observation. That is a good observation. I actually did see a couple of hesitant calls. I did see a couple of misunderstandings when Vaibhav Suryavanshi, for example, darted down. Pakistan did not effect the run out. There were multiple other run out chances. Khilan Patel won. I think even Abhigyan Kundu won. You are right, Orunabo. There was no decisive calling. I actually didn't think about it. But now that you point this out to me, I do think there was a lack of decisive calling on the part of the Indian team. So, fair point. That's a very fair point. VVS Lakshman, Rishikesh Kanitkar, Sunil Joshi, these are the people who are there, and they need to address this point, because if you do make it to the semi-finals, Australia, Afghanistan, 2 huge days for these fellows coming up if India does make the semi-final. And running between the wickets could well be key in conditions which are not the best for batting. It's not just about hitting fours and hitting sixes. It is also about taking your singles, running your twos, converting the ones into twos, and their decisive calling will be absolutely paramount. Amartya Chakraborty, again, we are talking about Naqvi. You will keep talking about Naqvi till the time you have Pakistan's final information. And India versus Pakistan is also on in the under 19, Amartya. So when you're playing that, the question automatically that crops up is, why should Naqvi even bother announcing it? Isn't it natural that Pakistan, the senior team, will also play the World Cup now that you are playing the under 19? So we are talking about Mohsin Naqvi because there are cases here of double standards, because Pakistan has not officially declared their intention to play, and he is on record saying that there will be an official confirmation. He's not just the cricket board chief, he's also the interior affairs minister. So the ball does lie on his door to give that official confirmation, which is why we are talking about it. Rajiv Uppal, Sanju supporters will agree that Sanju has been given enough chances. Time for him to make for a better cricketer. It's not about a better cricketer. I don't think he's a bad cricketer. I think the form deserted him, Rajiv, at the very wrong time. Form deserted him at the very, very wrong time. And that you kind of feel for Sanju Samson. You tend to feel that, hey, this guy just, is it about luck? Is it about what? At the right time, he should have gotten his opportunities in September when the selectors got Shubman Gill in. Maybe at that point in time, they should not have done that. I understand why they did that. They tried Shubman Gill. Maybe at that point, Sanju Samson had momentum. Maybe at that point, he could have continued and made merry. He had made that spot his own. So overall, it's not giving me the best feel, but I totally agree with you, Rajiv Uppal, that Sanju Samson has to give way to Ishan Kishan, because Ishan Kishan is the man in form, has literally broken open that door, grabbed his opportunities. It is a World Cup. So it's a very fair selection call that Sanju Samson is given the opportunity ahead. Rather, Ishan Kishan is given the opportunity ahead of Sanju Samson. Sports fan, thoughts on Devika Sihag winning Thailand Masters, third women singles to win Super 300? Absolutely. And look at the way Devika Sihag has done the job. To beat Supanida Katithong was really, really important. Today, Go retired after the first game of 21-8. So it was a cakewalk in that sense, and wasn't that higher ranked an opponent, 65. But to beat the top seed Supanida Katethong, and you have seen how Supanida Katethong is a much improved player in the last couple of years. Local player, a home champion, a home favorite to beat the local star in front of the home crowd, and then Devika Sihag, I think, will replace PV Sindhu in the Asia Badminton Championship also. Great to see another Indian. We have done a copy. Abhishek Mishra was covering that for us. He has done a copy where he has said a new star is born, and he's right. India needed a new star to break through in the women's singles domain after PV Sindhu, and maybe we have seen glimpses from Malavika. We've seen glimpses from Anmol. We have seen glimpses from Tanvi. But now, with Devika Sihag, I've asked Abhishek to file a detailed profile for tomorrow, but definitely a star is born. Very pleased that India does have a new women's single star alongside a PV Sindhu. Amarto, hopefully one day I will go and watch Australian Open. 100% you will. Dreams make it happen. Amarto, dreams do come true. Sachin used to always tell me, dreams do come true. Make no mistake, you will. If you want to, and if you do go to that Rod Laver Arena, you should walk. If you take a tour, you walk through that Champions Tunnel. It'll give you goosebumps. On both sides are the photographs of these champions, and then you directly walk into the court. It is absolutely fantastic. Sports fan, I've answered the Devika Sihag question. I've answered, Omorto, your question. Under 19, Pakistan has a chance to win 210 balls. It is a difficult, I mean, nobody is ruling it out. Nobody is ruling it out, but it's a very difficult task. Make no mistake, very difficult task. Live in the US will be support India against US on February 7th. Rajiv Uppal, absolutely. I mean, you can support any team. This is not a debit test happening. This Indian side, if you want to support, they have given you every reason to feel very optimistic and very proud about supporting India. I will. LeBron James and Novak Djokovic continue to defy age. Why only them? Why only them? Even a Virat Kohli, Steve Smith, multiple people one can name who have defied age. Leo Messi. What about Leo Messi? He will play the World Cup in June, July. All of these, Cristiano Ronaldo, each one of these stars defy age. Amarto Chakraborty. Amar Boriada, you've spent time in the US. Do you see locals picking up cricket in the near future? Only if the school college system adapt it. There are when I used to teach at the University of Chicago, we started playing in the university quad. But you have to have local school, local people, not an expat sport. It is not about just being an expat sport and making it to the mainstream of American sport. That's not going to happen until and unless the locals pick it up. USA cricket will be, if you see this team, absolutely entirely dominated by expats. That's not how you will become a top quality cricketing nation. Devika Sehag's net play was so good, proper raw skill, 100%. And yesterday, from 15-20 down, to come back and clinch the first game 22-20 under enormous pressure, told you how she's able to compose herself and what kind of temperament Devika Sehag has. She was down 15-20 in the first game. Second game was easy, 21-13. She closed it out. But in the first game, down 15-20, to win 7 points on the trot and come back and win that first game tells you how good Devika Sehag is. Fingers crossed, she needs to now make this year her own. This title win should definitely give her ranking points, get her improved in the rankings. Lot of tournaments coming up. Hopefully that will happen. India under 19 bowling low quality. Nah, I don't agree with that. I don't think the bowling is low quality at all. We will see what happens. My money is definitely on India. Pakistan will have it very difficult to score these runs in 33.3 overs. Thank you very much for joining me. We will keep getting you all the scores. Watch out for Rohit Jublan's broadcast at the end of the game from Zimbabwe. We will get you all the ground reports, hopefully, fingers crossed, saying that the Indian team has made the semi final. Thank you very much for joining me.